Oh baby. All right. Let's go with like the safe picks at the bottom first. Before we start all of this, guys, once again, they still only give you 1 point for the 3-0. So because we're min-maxers, chat, and we're not actually doing this in the real spirit of what you're supposed to do, you don't actually put the 3-0 team at 3-0. But we'll save it for last. You don't put Vitality 3-0 because they probably will 3-0. But if they lose a single game, you don't get a point. And there's a lot of BO1s. So yeah, we slide Vitality down here. We put Cloud9 down here. Furia down here. We put Outsiders down here. Isn't OG looking a little bit better? Let me look at OG. I haven't looked at OG in a minute. The actual record. I think OG's been trending in a pretty positive way, but I don't want to like just trust my head on this one. I think Fnatic down here. Mouse. Man, I don't know. Mouse is weird. I think Fnatic is a little bit more reliable than Mouse, but Mouse has actually been better. Like, I don't think most people think I'm bad for what I have so far. Yeah, I mean, Vitality's ranked 1. They did just lose to a up Astralis, but it's still Vitality with Zywoo. Cloud9's just stable. Furia is honestly a little shaky right now, but they do have a tendency to get their shit together for the major. They have a tendency to get their shit together for the major. Outsiders, I think, is a solid team. They're just like not, you know, I might eat my words, but I feel like in this type of stage is like really strong. I think they have a tendency sometimes as the moment gets bigger. Outsiders, even though they have like these really close matches where they have a lot of experience where games go deep, I do feel like they actually fade away and sometimes choke. Yeah, Fnatic's ranked 17th. So, I mean, technically OG and Mouse are both ranked higher, but for some reason I feel more comfortable with them. I don't know why. Try to maximize this as much as possible. I think I would do this. Like, you could maybe throw B&E in here, but I think B&E is a good, like, potential 3-0 pick. Or, like, same with Big or, like, EG. Like, these are the teams I'm thinking about, like, probably more. I think the best is Favin gonna be not sick for the major. Sin is playing the major for Favin. Then I'm probably gonna leave out Big. So then the teams that can potentially 3-0 that I have faith that listen, no shade at Gamer Legion, they're just really not much of my consideration for many things. Acor had it literally, like, that man became Jesus during the RMR. If he does it again, more power to him. But I've just, you know, I'm not expecting Acor to fucking do whatever the fuck that was. I think 9Z, I just don't know how to rate 9Z at all. I'm not trying to shit on them. You don't pick who you play. You just play who's in front of you, and they beat everybody that was in front of them. 9Z just, I literally don't know fuck all. EG, I was feeling great, and honestly, if yesterday didn't happen, I probably would have put them in the 3-0, just full copium, just full NA copium straight into my veins, just to fucking risk it. But now that they fucking lost yesterday, I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think what are the first, let's go look at the first round matchups, because we know day one matchups, right? Like EG IHC I could honestly see go either way in a BO1, and 9Z Gamer Legion in a BO1 I could see go either way. Where on the other hand, it's OG versus Greyhound, and Greyhound I think has the lowest seed, which would put Greyhound basically, if they lose, they're just gonna keep running into the top team. So I think for now, I think this is where I go with the 03. That's actually a really tough one, actually. That's a BO1 too. That's feisty. Does that even change who Greyhound plays? Really? No, they play big more than likely no matter what. But regardless, I think Greyhound's gonna have, dude, do you see who they like potentially play in some of these matchups? They got the lowest seed I think in the event. So if I'm looking at this right, I think they have the lowest seed. Yeah. Oh, that's their seed because of how they qualified for the major. That's right. It's based off of the major qualification process. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Greyhound is the lowest seed, meaning if they don't beat OG, every opponent Greyhound will face is going to be the highest seed they could possibly face that is losing. That's really tough. So I think Greyhound's gotta be the more likely 0-3. I think some people might pick 9Z or Gamer Legion for these 0-3s, but the fact that they play each other, like 9Z in a BO1, dude, I watched them come back from 12-3 or 13-2 or whatever the fuck it was versus Imperial in a BO1. They are not a team. I think this just this goes for, I think, all South American teams, not just like Brazil. Like you have to really know how to put them away. I don't have much to take away from 9Z's run in the RMR, and I would be lying if I had like some sort of like deep knowledge of their roster. But what I saw at the RMR, from what I could tell, was just 9Z was a team that you have to put them away. If you don't have like the killer instinct, they will stay in the game. They do not fade away no matter how big your lead is, and they will keep coming. I think I'm gonna go 0-3 on Greyhound. Their seeding is just dead last. If they catch an L, they're just gonna be meeting wall after wall. I'm wondering if I want to put OG in 3-0 because of their seeding. So I'm not really sold on them, but with like the right seeding and fl0m's and Dexter heating up, that's enough, I think, actually. B&E is a good team, and the BO1s I always think favor B&E a lot, that BO1, but closing out these bigger teams in the BO3s when they have a lower seed is going to be very difficult, because they have like the 14th, right? Meaning like they're going to end up in these scenarios where, let's just say they win, there's a good chance that they like run into C9, and let's just say they win. EG would have to beat IHC and then Mouse, I guess, but like there's just a lot of, they could play Vitality depending on the situation. Like this isn't a weird scenario, right? EG beats IHG, loses to Mouse or whoever the fuck, or there's just a good chance that they run into like one of the higher seeds. And I think B&E is always, their map pool is their weakness. They have great energy in a BO1. They don't burn out in those BO1 scenarios. BO3s, that energy that they carry is, it's intoxicating. It carries them. It's a big part of their personality and why a lot of people, including myself, enjoy the team. But it's a double-edged sword when you get against some of these bigger teams and their map pool is just deeper and you're trying to fucking grind out a win, and you're just like, it's tough. So I definitely think B&E is good. I just don't know where I'd put them. Like maybe they're better than Fnatic, but I like the Fnatic roster overall better on paper. The Fnatic roster as a whole, I'm a big fan of. It's been really, they've had some really nice wins and they've had some weird losses. Mouse has been good. I'm really curious about Mouse. Mouse has looked very strong, and then they didn't. And then this is going to be in front of a small crowd. It's really hard when you start getting to like some of these last teams. It's difficult because I think I'm pretty safe with like these 4. And then with these 3, I have a feeling that one, right? You need 5 points, right? So I think these 4 are pretty safe. And I think 1 out of these 3 should advance is kind of like what I'm doing. Do I do it? Do I just really piss off everybody? This would make so many people upset. EG at 3-0, and I don't have Imperial or Zer's donation going through with Furia. Holy, it's like the farming, but like the anti-clout. You just hate Australia, I guess. You guys suck, man. I'm sorry. What do you want from me? Get the boys back together so you guys can fucking start playing well again. What do you want from me? Big not going through. Goon, Big literally just lost. They won't have Favin. They lost to Sangul in an online match where Big should be better. Searson got 30 kills a map. You had Searson dropping 30. You're online. You're fucking Big, and you lost to Sangul. I don't know what logic I'm supposed to follow where I think Big is going to go through. Now, EG going through, there's no logic there. I'm just a fucking psychopath. But that's just NA copium. This is just me farming because I always fuck around with the 3-0 slot. This is just me farming. I'm just farming Keck W's and hate. The number one thing that Imperial has on so many of these teams is their experience. And I just think it's come to a point where like it goes like the opposite way. Imperial wants to do well so badly that they have this new pressure. It's pressure they've never felt before. It's a situation that veterans like themselves have never experienced before. And it could, I definitely think the crowd could help them. But I also think that pressure, dude, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Now, don't put EG at 3-0. If you guys are being like, if we're trying to min max, like the ultimate min max play is like probably this, and then that. If I'm strictly just like trying to use logic for every single scenario, this is the smartest min max. You put OG at the 3-0 because they're shaky at best, but they have the highest seed, meaning they will play the weakest opponent that's winning at all times. Right? So OG, if they get hot, and they've been kind of wishy-washy, so they might not make it either. You don't really know. So you take them with the highest seed in this stage because they should be getting the easiest matchups the whole way through. Now, and then you throw B and E down here because BO1s are strong, and then as they get to, they'll probably not go through clean, but when they start getting to the lesser teams, they can take some of them in a BO3 scenario. But at the end of the day, I am going to do OG down here and EG with the copium. My logic is I'll get these 4 hopefully right here. Right? These hopefully barring nothing crazy batshit happening at the major, these 4 should go through. And then really, I'm just hoping that one of these 3 make it through. Which I think there's a high likelihood of one of these going through. Also, by me putting EG 3-0, my Twitter impressions will go up immensely. The only thing that would farm me more Twitter impressions and piss off more people is if I did this. But like, that's just fucked up. Did someone screenshot that? Homie, this is a live stream. There's just a VOD. You don't dude, did somebody get that? Like, dude, this ain't the paparazzi. Like, it's public. You can just go back. Yeah, everybody knows I never put the good teams at 3-0. I don't really think EG will go 3-0, but there's a chance. And let me just say the logic, although very slim, there's not much. EG actually has a high seed. The good news is actually, if they do beat IHC, they are going to have some weaker opponents. But if Vitality goes undefeated, they'll probably run into Vitality. Imperial's first match against Vitality is unlucky. Yeah, you're literally playing against probably, and keep in mind guys, seeding matters. It matters a lot. They are only seeded higher than Greyhound, and that means that every single time Imperial loses, they're playing potentially the highest seed or the second highest seed that it advanced. So every single time if Imperial takes an L, they are just playing the second hardest opponent by seeding. But at the end of the day, BO1s can go either way all the time. That's what makes it exciting. There will be an upset. Somebody will be upset. Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to advance that you don't predict. Right? That's just how it goes. That's what makes the major so much fun. I really hope that Imperial does exactly what happened last time. It would actually make my fucking day. I did not predict Imperial to advance in the Challenger stage or make it to the major for that matter. And they fucking advanced and they proved me wrong, and I could not be happier. Like, I do not give a fuck. I want my pick'ems. I want my diamond coin. But like at the same time, like, dude, seeing Imperial or 00 Nation do well will be a fantastic thing. It'll be so much fun to watch. It'll be cool to see like the smaller crowds in the smaller stages kind of build up and like be hyped as fuck. It'll be dope. Now, to really farm the hardest, it wouldn't be remove Fury. It'd put Imperial 03. If you want to farm Twitter, you put EG30, Imperial 03, and you don't have any of the Brazilian teams at the bottom. That is how you farm. It ain't much chat, but it's honest work out here. Put Imperial 03 and watch your Twitter get reported and deactivated? True. Well, let me tweet this. What should I? Ooh, should we even put anything? Should I even put anything? Put a diamond emoji. Oh my god. Yeah, wait, that'll trigger people. Hold on. All right, chat. It's not much, but it's honest work. It ain't much. It ain't much, chat. It ain't much. Honestly, just fucking farming.